Skinamarink. Skinamarink is the scariest movie I've ever watched. Never before have I had to cover my eyes and hide under the blankets while watching a movie. And this is coming from somebody who views a lot of horror movies. This film drops you head first into a nightmare and it's awesome.
Hey guys, Josh here, the biggest House of Leaves fan around. And I'm here today for a limited time to talk to you guys about Skinamarink. The movie that's either really good or really bad depending on your artistic interpretation, even though some people's artistic interpretations are more valid than others. I won't say whose aren't, but this was one of my favorite horror movies of all time, so you should probably, know which ones I'm talking about. And today I'm going to be talking about my theories on what happens in this movie. Because this movie is so open-ended, literally anything could have happened and you could be right. But I think I formed a theory that is pretty correct, to be honest. And before I start this video, I am begging you, please watch this movie. It is amazing. And it's on Shudder. Just go there and check it out. If you don't have Shudder, there's a free trial. And if you don't know how to get a free trial, you probably shouldn't be watching this video anyway, so trust me, set the right mood, alone in the dark with just you and the TV, and that's a movie experience like no other. And you'll come away thanking me. Just trust me, and trust everybody else that's seen the movie. Okay, now that you've either watched the movie or you're just gonna watch this video anyway, let's get right into it with the basic plot details of the movie. Just like every other video essay YouTuber that's made a video on this movie. I'm just kidding. The plot details are incredibly important to this video and my theory on the movie. So let's go.
The film starts by introducing us to a title card and the two main characters, brother and sister Kevin and Kaylee. They're like 4 or 5 or something. And then cuts to later when Kevin is seemingly playing hide-and-seek with some unseen person before he falls down the stairs, and the movie hints at just how grim it's going to get. Kevin's dad quickly wakes up and drives Kevin to the hospital. Cut back to the house, and Kevin's dad gets a call from someone and tells whoever is on the other end that Kevin is fine and that he didn't even need stitches. Later, Kaylee wakes up in the middle of the night and their dad isn't there. So she wakes up Kevin and they are met with the horrifying fact that all the doors and windows out of the house have gone missing. Kevin and Kaylee do the normal thing and just sleep downstairs. Things go as normally as they could, with Kevin and Kaylee just watching some old cartoons on their tiny TV in the dark, before at some point, Kaylee wakes up and hears a voice tell her to. Upstairs, Kaylee enters her dad's room where she sees him for the first time in a while, just sitting at the side of the bed. He tells her to look under the bed, and when Kaylee does and comes back up, her mom is sitting on the other side and her dad has disappeared. She tells her that her and her dad love Kevin and Kaylee very much, and then tells Kaylee to close her eyes. We as the audience close our eyes with Kaylee, and when we open them, the mom is gone. But from the closet tells Kaylee that something is in the room. We then get a close-up of the closet before we hear bone cracking and a deafening scream before it cuts to white. Kaylee then runs back downstairs and doesn't tell Kevin any of this. Later, Kevin wakes up and Kaylee is missing. The voice returns and tells Kevin to... Downstairs, we are met with the terrifying discovery that this entity has taken away Kaylee's mouth and her eyes. Kevin is now alone. In the dark, he is later told by the entity to put a utility knife into his eye. Kevin does this for some reason and is left screaming again in a scene that is reminiscent to the opening scene of the movie. Kevin tries calling the police, but the entity turns it into that Fisher-Price toy phone. You know, the one from Toy Story 3? Yeah. The movie gets pretty abstract from this point on. The entity tells Kevin that he took away Kaylee's mouth and then just puts Kevin upside down on the ceiling. We hear some animals or something, and we're shown a pile of toys with a text saying 527 days, which I'm guessing is how long they've been trapped in this house for. We are shown some more scary stuff like Kevin or Kaylee, I don't really know who it is, screaming and blood everywhere before we see the shadowed face of the figure telling Kevin to go to sleep. Kevin asks for its name, and then the movie ends. Now, onto my theory. I believe that the dad killed the mom and that Kaylee witnessed the dad kill her, and then later the dad just killed Kaylee as well, keeping Kevin hostage. And before you say, what? Let me give you some of my evidence. By the beginning of the movie, the mom is already out of the picture and we aren't told where she went. When the madness starts, Kevin asks if maybe dad went with mom, and Kaylee responds that she doesn't want to talk about mom. This is the first indication that the mom is dead and that Kaylee knows something that Kevin doesn't. That's why she doesn't want to talk about it. When Kaylee goes upstairs, she only sees one parent at a time, showing a clear disconnect between the two parents. And then Kaylee witnesses this obscured view of this creature killing her mom in the closet and chooses not to tell Kevin about it. This is obviously representative of Kaylee witnessing her dad kill her mom and not telling Kevin about it. When Kaylee has her eyes and mouth removed and the entity tells Kevin that he took her mouth away, I believe that this is representative of the dad telling Kaylee that she should be quiet about what she saw before he killed her anyway, which is representative by Kaylee not being in any scenes for the rest of the movie. When Kevin tries to call the police and the phone is replaced by the toy, I believe this is what Kevin's dad is actually doing in real life, trying to stop Kevin from telling the outside world about his crimes by keeping him inside and also not letting him call the police. The missing toys and distorted photos are all representatives of Kevin and Kaylee's lost innocence in childhood. And the last, and probably most important part of my whole theory is the repeating scene of the blood splatter and the child screaming. Upon first viewing, it is easy to believe that this scene is just Kevin or Kaylee getting killed over and over by the entity. I believe that this is Kaylee's memory of her seeing her mom getting killed and calling out to her, and this memory repeating in her head for the rest of her life. And at the end, it's just Kevin alone with the entity, or who I'm 99.5% sure is just his dad, and all he wants to do is watch something happy.
And that is it for today's video. I hope it wasn't too depressing. I hope. I mean, this movie is probably just all around darkness. No fun times, no happy times. This isn't a movie you sit around and watch with your family. But I had fun making this video, and I hope you guys had fun watching and watching the movie. So, you know. But anyways, I promise there'll be more videos on the channel soon. And the Walking Dead gameplay, let's play, whatever, is going to come back soon too, I promise. And that's it. I'll see you guys all in the next one, and